You're not on Earth anymore. Or at least, that's what it feels like. There are no trees, no water, no signs of life, only endless waves of rock and sand shaped into forms so strange, so perfect, they seem almost artificial. The ground beneath your feet looks cracked and lifeless, like a planet that was abandoned long ago. The silence is overwhelming, almost unsettling, and the horizon stretches endlessly as if you've stepped into a world that doesn't belong to this planet. But this is real. This place exists, and it's called Valle de la Luna, one of the most surreal landscapes you will ever witness. From the moment you arrive, something feels different. The air is dry, incredibly dry, one of the driest places on the entire planet. There is almost no vegetation, no flowing water, no sign of life as we know it. Just endless formations of salt, sand, and rock carved over millions of years by wind and time. The terrain stretches out in waves of gold, red, and pale white, reflecting the intense sunlight in a way that almost feels unreal. The sky above is a deep, uninterrupted blue during the day, and one of the clearest, most star-filled skies in the world at night. But it's not just what you see, it's what you feel. There is a stillness here that is hard to explain. No city noise, no movement, no distractions. Just you and a landscape that feels ancient, untouched, and completely indifferent to human presence. Valle de la Luna is located within one of the driest deserts on Earth. Some areas here have not seen rainfall for decades. This extreme dryness is what has preserved the landscape in such a raw and dramatic state. Over millions of years, wind erosion has sculpted the terrain into ridges, dunes, and jagged formations that resemble something out of a science fiction film. Some areas look like frozen waves, others like massive stone sculptures, and some resemble the surface of distant planets. Scientists have studied this region as an analogue for Mars. The conditions are so extreme and so similar that it has been used to test equipment and understand how life might survive beyond Earth. One of the most iconic features of this place is its vast sand dunes. Standing at the top of one of these dunes, you can see the entire valley stretching endlessly before you. The wind shapes the sand into perfect curves, constantly shifting, constantly changing, yet always maintaining that surreal beauty. Walking across these dunes feels almost dreamlike. The sand moves beneath your feet, the silence surrounds you, and for a moment, it feels as if you are completely alone in another world. Another remarkable feature is the salt formations scattered throughout the valley. Over time, minerals have crystallized on the surface, creating white, cracked patterns that resemble frozen lakes or alien terrain. These salt crusts shimmer under the sun, adding another layer of texture and contrast to the landscape. In certain areas, you can also find narrow canyons carved deep into the terrain, where the walls rise steeply on both sides. Walking through these passages feels like entering a natural labyrinth, where light and shadow constantly shift and reshape the space around you. These hidden corners add a sense of exploration and discovery, making every step feel like uncovering something new. As the day progresses, the valley transforms. The colors shift with the position of the sun, turning from pale beige to deep orange, from soft gold to intense red. But nothing compares to sunset. As the sun begins to set, the entire valley comes alive. Shadows stretch across the terrain, highlighting every ridge and curve. The sky fills with shades of orange, pink, and purple, casting a warm glow over the desert. It is one of the most breathtaking moments you can experience, a reminder of how powerful and beautiful nature can be. Another fascinating detail is the way the landscape interacts with sound. Because of the dryness and the open space, sounds travel differently here. Sometimes even the smallest movement, a footstep, a shift in the sand, can feel amplified in the silence. It creates an almost surreal awareness of your surroundings, making every moment feel more intense and present. And then, night falls. With almost no light pollution, the sky becomes a masterpiece. Thousands of stars fill the darkness, brighter and clearer than most people have ever seen. The Milky Way stretches across the sky like a glowing river, creating a scene that feels almost impossible. It's in these moments, surrounded by silence under an infinite sky in a place that feels completely alien, that you begin to understand why this destination is so unforgettable. For those who seek deeper adventure, this place also offers opportunities for guided night tours and stargazing experiences led by experts. These experiences reveal constellations, planets, and distant galaxies with incredible clarity, turning the sky into an open book of the universe. It becomes not just a visual experience, but an educational and almost spiritual journey through space. But this place is not only about beauty, it is also about extremes. Temperatures can shift dramatically between day and night. The sun can be intense and unforgiving, while the nights can become surprisingly cold. It is a landscape that demands respect, reminding us that nature is both powerful and unpredictable. Despite its harsh conditions, life still finds a way. Tiny microorganisms have adapted to survive here, offering scientists valuable insight into the limits of life on Earth and beyond. There is also a deep cultural connection to this land. For centuries, indigenous communities have lived in the surrounding regions, developing a profound respect for the desert and its rhythms. Their presence adds meaning to a place that might otherwise feel empty, reminding us that even the most extreme landscapes are part of human history. Visiting this place is not just about seeing something beautiful, it is about feeling something different. It is about stepping outside your routine, your expectations, and your comfort zone. It is about realizing how vast and extraordinary our planet truly is. Because places like this are not just meant to be photographed, they are meant to be experienced, to be felt, to remind us that Earth is still full of mysteries, still full of landscapes that challenge our imagination and redefine what we believe is possible. What makes this place even more fascinating is how it constantly changes depending on the time of day and the angle of light. No two visits are ever the same. The same rock formations can appear soft and golden in the morning, then transform into sharp, shadowed silhouettes by the afternoon. It is a living landscape in its own way, not through movement, but through light, perception, and time. There is also a unique sensory experience that goes beyond sight. The dryness of the air, the crunch of salt beneath your feet, the warmth of the sun on your skin, and the sudden drop in temperature as the sun disappears, all of it creates a connection between you and the environment that feels deeply physical. You are not just observing the landscape, you are part of it. For many travelers, this place becomes more than just a destination. It becomes a moment of reflection. Without distractions, without noise, without the constant stimulation of modern life, your thoughts become clearer. The vast emptiness around you somehow feels full, almost meaningful, as if the silence itself has something to say. And perhaps that is the true essence of Valle de la Luna. It is not just about how it looks, but about how it makes you feel. It challenges your perception of reality, making you question whether you are still on Earth or somewhere far beyond it. It invites you to slow down, to observe, and to reconnect with a sense of wonder that is often lost in everyday life. This is not just a destination, it is a moment, a silence, a feeling that stays with you long after you leave. Valle de la Luna is more than a desert. It is a journey into the unknown, a place where Earth feels like another planet and where time seems to stand still. It reminds us that even in the most extreme and lifeless environments, there is beauty, mystery, and meaning waiting to be discovered. Would you dare to walk through a landscape that feels like another world? Tell me in the comments what amazed you the most, the alien-like terrain, the endless dunes, or the breathtaking night sky. And if you want to keep exploring the most surreal and hidden places on Earth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The world is full of wonders. And this is just the beginning.